Superman movie coming out.
Yeah. Wait, how long has it been? It's been 7 years?
Uh,
Or wait, do you even count Dawn of Justice as a super? What do you count Dawn of Justice as? That's a Superman movie or a Batman movie?
it's kind of like a Trinity movie, I guess.
You're right. I guess that's the only Trinity movie we're probably ever gonna get.
But I mean, I guess I would count it. I mean, it's he's in the title,
Yeah. Because
so
Man of Steel, that's like 12 years ago. That's like a while back now.
yeah, Man of Steel came
That was like,
out.
2012 or something.
Yeah, it came out around the same time as the Avengers.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we've had a solo Superman movie in I guess 13 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a long time coming. So you stoked?
Um, like I've said before, I think Superman's like the greatest comic character ever.
I forget
Um,
that strongly.
not my favorite, but the greatest.
Yes.
Um, I feel like some of it seems a little silly, like too silly, which
Wait, you think someone's too silly?
some of it seems a little silly.
Really? Did
Yeah.
not expect that from you.
Um, I feel like there's like a perfect middle ground in between what we've seen in the trailers and what Man of Steel was with Superman. But I mean, I hope it's good. And yeah, that is weird that happens. Like some of it's too silly because I tend to like the sillier stuff. So, but I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be good. It's James Gunn. I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Have you ever not liked anything you did?
No, I like everything he did.
Same. Slither's too gross for me, but it's a good movie.
I love Slither, Super.
Yeah, super.
Um, so yeah, like uh, I think like it popped up in my Facebook memories the other day where like when Guardians first came out, and I was like, "This is the greatest thing since Star Wars." I, I love those Guardians movies.
So good.
Um, I guess Creature Commandos. I wasn't like I didn't
Yeah,
love,
that's a little meh, I guess.
which sucks because like I feel like it was like catered specifically to me, and I
I don't
somehow didn't.
believe that because I did not collect those books.
Yeah, but just like even like the characters and like I just feel like it should have been for me. And like I didn't think it was bad. I was just like, man, I could take it or leave it.
I think so.
So
Just surprised
I
you
kind of
said
felt the same way with Peacemaker.
I don't
I was
really.
just like, oh, like I can take it or leave it.
Yeah,
So
I don't care about that character. I don't care about John Cena. Like, that show means nothing to me.
like I think I was just most excited to see Vigilante in that show.
Yeah, he
So
was the highlight.
and he was on. Yeah,
Yeah. I like Suicide Squad too. That's good.
yeah.
Okay, so do you think there's actual Snyderverse fans are gonna be upset about this movie? Because I just don't believe it.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I mean, if you look on Twitter or X or whatever right now, like
Yes, but have you met these people in real life? Because I haven't.
oh no, like I feel like most of them are trolling and
Because like
like
I was there for it. I was the only person in the theater that was like, "Yeah, snap his fucking neck." Like I was all in, and I'm not mad about this movie.
um I mean I loved Man of Steel. Batman v Superman I didn't love. Um
I like it until Duzno shows up, and then it just looks like PS3 graphics.
and then I've watched Zack Snyder's Justice League twice. I watched the regular version and the Justice Gray version and it's not bad, it's good, but it's 4 hours long and not something I'm just gonna watch again. So
Okay, so we're both cautiously optimistic. So I guess let's back up. So how big a Superman fan are you, just like in general?
um I mean like that's like asking me how big of a comic book fan I am. Like it's they've just always like growing up the way I grew up, like they were always there. Like Superman was always there, like in some capacity. Like I grew up and dad very much is like Superman's the epitome of superheroes. He's the best. Um and I've as I read Superman, it's like, oh yeah, he's the best superhero. Like, not my favorite, but like I can say he's the greatest. Like, he's what all heroes should strive to be, and he's kind of like it's kind of like to me like the DC universe is like him, and then everything else is around him. Like
Okay.
he's the main part of that.
That's funny to me. Your dad
Which
likes.
also, yeah, Dad loves Superman.
Okay, because my household, total opposite. My parents would totally vote for Lex Luthor for president because they'd be like, that Superman guy is too powerful. I don't trust him. Like my family were not Superman fans.
like, like my dad, he was a huge kid at heart, still is.
Yeah.
A lot of and like looking back on my childhood, like a lot of like he had main character syndrome with like any type of superheroes, like X-Men, it was Wolverine, like DC, it was Superman. Like if we played Street Fighter, he was Ryu every time. Like if we played Mario, he was Mario, I was Luigi. Like he was always the main character. He was player one, I was player two. Um, so I mean, I kind of,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
I grew up in a Batman household, so yeah, Superman means much less to me.
I mean, and it was very much Batman everywhere too, and I mean X-Men everywhere, Spider-Man everywhere, Green Lantern, like it was just there were superheroes everywhere, but you know, it was just always Superman's the greatest. Everyone else is a little bit below.
Okay, so what's your starting point with Superman? The Donner movies or the 90s cartoon?
Um, that's really hard. It's really hard for me to like pinpoint exactly because like it just feels like my earliest memories, like Superman was always there.
Okay.
Um, I have very key memories of watching the Donner movie for the first time, and like it was kind of like Star Wars with my dad. It was just like, hey, sit down. You're old enough. Let's watch this. Um, so I would definitely say the movie came before. When did that animated series start? It was late '90s, wasn't it?
I'm gonna say mid 90s off the top of my head.
Okay, so I'd probably seen the movie by then, and I had probably already been reading comics of them at that point.
Okay. Yeah, so again, my parents not Superman fans, did not care about the Donner movies. My mom just thought it was depressing because she was all like, "Oh, he's in a wheelchair now. It's too sad to watch." Um, my mom liked the black and white TV show growing up. Like she had more reverence for that than the Donner movies.
Another big thing in my household was Smallville. Um,
Okay, I was the only one in my household that cared about
that
Smallville.
was the one thing like we did as a family. When Smallville came on, everybody sat down in the living room and you watched Smallville. Um, if I was grounded during Smallville coming out, I was allowed the grace to watch Smallville, and that was the only thing I could watch. I could watch Smallville.
So how much did you love Smallville?
I still love Smallville.
Oh,
Rewatched it maybe a year or so ago. I still love that show.
okay, because I like hate watched it from the beginning. I was like, I don't like this. This isn't good, but I have to watch it because if I don't watch it, that won't make anything better.
But yeah, I loved it when it came on, and I still love it. I think Tom Welling was a great Superman.
It was great. Uh, Rosenberg was a great Lex Luthor. Casting in that show
It
was
it really reminded me a lot of like Superman for All Seasons, the comic where it's like that was like four stories about the people around Clark and how they seen them more than it was about Clark or Superman. And that's kind of how like Smallville felt to me. It was like how the people in that town saw Clark. And I just always loved that. Like there's so many pivotal moments in that show that just like make me happy.
okay. Yeah, so all my Superman nostalgia is just the 90s series. That's the only thing that like means a whole lot to me.
I do love that cartoon. I own it on DVD. Watch it free. I probably watch it more in Batman the animated series.
I mean, there's less episodes, but I think it has less duds, right?
Yeah,
Because Batman has some highs and lows. I think
yeah.
Superman's pretty consistent.
Like it's if I'm like usually like oh I want to throw on something random DC, it's usually that. Um, that and also the Superman and Lois show on the CW.
Okay.
The newest one, not the old.
Yeah, not the Dean Cain
Yeah,
one.
not the Dean Cain one, but the Tyler Hoechlin, however you say his name, that one. Really. And also recently, My Adventures with Superman. That show was great.
That show's great.
Yeah,
I need to give Superman and Lois a better shot. Like the casting's good. Like that dude looks like Superman, but
it's really good.
I don't know.
It's
I
so
just
really good at Superman.
okay. Okay, so a little bit about comics. So when did you start reading Superman comics? Like for the time you could read
Um,
it?
yeah, basically from the time I could read, like comic books were always introduced to me more than books were.
Okay.
Um, I read. My dad had every issue of the Death of Superman, and all the way through his resurrection, and then a little bit after. So those were reread a lot, especially the where like all the other Superman come in. Like those are kind of high points for me. Like yeah, Superboy, Cyborg, Superman, like all of
Yeah.
them. I was just like, this is awesome. Like I thought that was the coolest thing. I had the Death and Return of Superman, the video game.
Oh wow.
Other than
Never
that,
beat that thing. That game was so hard.
it's so hard. I'd never beat it, but I used to play it. I think like at level 4, you got Superboy, and that was kind of all I cared about. Um, and a lot of my reading outside of that was like Dad had random Bronze Age, Silver Age, and all that issues. And then like when I started getting comics more myself, like a lot of times they would buy me comics and just be like packs of comics they would buy me. And it was like Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. Like those were always awesome. And then after that, it was like I always respected Superman more, but then I got more into like Green Arrow when I was buying my own comics.
Okay.
And I didn't really come back around to reading Superman until Jeff Johns did like the year one or like where he like redid the Secret Origins or whatever. And that's kind of when I was like, oh crap, this is so good. And I went back and started catching up on different Superman runs, like the John Byrne run. Um, Started getting online like Comixology, reading a lot of those Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, and of course like Superman and Justice League and stuff like that. Like Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think is like top tier Superman story. Like as much as it's the Justice League story, it's a Superman story to me. So
Okay, because like I have a lot of Superman books because when you collect comics, it's kind of unavoidable. But
yeah,
really purposely collected Superman. When I was in middle school, I wanted Reign of the Superman. I wanted that whole run. And that's like it. When I was first reading comics, I think I literally only had one Superman comic because Batman was in it.
and then like I love like of course there's like Whatever Happened to the Man Tomorrow. It's a good story. Don't own it. I read it Comixology, but um I did read Rebirth Superman for a while, and then the recent stuff that they did with the Super Family book. I really like that. Like I love Superman's like extended family, like Supergirl, Superboy, like all that. Like I like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, just never really collected Superman. So for me it's Dark Knight Returns because Superman sucks. And a Superman Red Sun because again, Superman's dangerous. We can't trust him. So yeah, only like bad Superman.
Yeah, and I'm not like I know like you and Lloyd talk about Red Sun, and I'm always just like not my thing.
I'm
Like I don't
almost
like Injustice, Superman. I don't. I don't like
Injustice
that.
Superman's kind of dumb. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
That's too much of an overcorrection.
yeah,
I'm a little surprised Lloyd loves Red Sun so much. I like it because it's just a political science book.
yeah. I'm just a huge fan of bad Superman. Like he's supposed to always be good.
Okay, so if somebody comes away from this movie like liking it, like what would be some reading material you'd recommend?
Um, Definitely like for all seasons.
Also,
Um, of course, All Star
I was
Superman.
about to ask you like All Star.
I would say like Birthright,
Yeah, people
uh,
love it.
the Jeff Johns Secret Origin Superman. Um, the right at the end of the New 52, I think it was called Superman Lois, the book, where it was like starting to bring back pre Flashpoint Superman, but he's like living somewhere with Lois and they have a kid and he's like saving people but doing it on the DL. So like I think that's a great book. Um I would say Crisis on Infinite Earths is definitely a must read.
I'm just so surprised you read that when you were young. Like that's such a dense read if you're not a hardcore DC fan.
Yeah, it
Every
was like one of the first like I got it for Christmas and it was like the big like my parents were like, open this, oh my god, open this. Like but like also at a really young age, I read Dark Knight Returns and I read Watchmen at like probably pre-middle school. Like
Okay, no wonder you're over if you read that young.
yeah, like a lot of the stuff like I read like but also it's like I knew about all these things because like they talked about them all the time in Wizard. So it's like even reading it, it's like I kind of already knew what to expect, like thematically and stuff like that. So it's like I guess none of that really went over my head because I knew like already like going into it.
It really is too bad we don't have a wizard or wizard equivalent anymore because that did really ease you into stuff. Because yeah, that's how I
Yeah,
got.
it was like great for it. And then it's like it lets you know like what runs were like gonna be coming up and big changes and like it's just like I know so many comic book writers and artists because they did those top spotlights at the end where they like made those characters like those like not characters but like writers and artists like rock stars like it's like oh like where's Mark Wade gonna be on the ranking today like it was just that was always really cool to me.
Okay, so those are some good recommendations. So I guess just movie wise, so what are you most hyped about? Like what do you see in the trailer that like made you stoked on this movie?
Honestly, my favorite scene in the trailers they show is just like Superman and Lois like flying up.
Okay.
I love the interview between them. Like that's it seems like for the first time, like they really nailed that chemistry between them two.
That's true, because I don't really like them together with the Donner movies. I don't think they fit very well.
Yeah, so it's like I'm really excited just for them two and like Jimmy Olsen to kind of all interact. Um,
Yeah, I hope they get that dynamic good, because we've not seen a good Daily Planet in movie form, like ever, right?
no, we haven't. So it's like I'm really excited about like just some of those like relationships Superman has. That's the biggest thing to me. It's like they nail that and they nail the character right. It's like to me, Superman's more than just like the strong guy that can do everything. Like his powers and his fights are like the least interesting parts of Superman to me. It's like his him trying to go out of his way no matter what to do the right thing and like his humanity and his struggles with that, knowing he could take this stuff out easy, but it's like it may not be the right way to do that at that time. His relationships to also like maybe put more of a strain on them, like with Jimmy and Lois, where it's like they're putting themselves into these situations where they're going to get hurt. So it's like he don't just get to go fight a bad guy; like he's having to protect these people, and he goes out of his way to do that to the detriment of the issue. And so it's just like the humanity and him caring is some of the most important things I want to see.
Yeah, no, the interview scene hooked me. That looks good. That looks thoughtful. Uh, I can't believe it, but Crypto, that got me excited. I didn't expect it to be over by the dog, but it looks really cute.
He does. I feel like they didn't market him enough.
Uh, I don't like the Crystal Fortress of Solitude. I was happy to see the robots. That's fun.
Yeah, seeing the robots was cool. And I like that, like our first real introduction to this DCU. It's like kind of like what I said earlier, how like it's Superman and everything else is the world around them. And it's like all these other superheroes have been around and they're doing their thing, and it's all around him. And like I think that's really cool. And I'm excited to kind of see how these other heroes pop in and out.
That is interesting because so in New 52, there's already been superheroes, right? He's not the first, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because usually in most continuities, he's the first superhero, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, I think post Crisis it was, but then like pre, it was like the Justice Society was around before Superman. It's
That's right.
DC's trying to make sense of DC's timelines are not always.
That's true. I guess just like in my head, and this is for Marvel too. Like you have the World War II heroes, and then like just nothing happens from the 50s to like the mid 60s, so you have this like gap, and then
Yeah,
superheroes.
yeah, that's a good way to view it.
Okay, so do any of these side characters excite you, or you're like, oh my God, Metamorpho in a movie, or Guy Gardner or anything?
Um, I really liked that last run, or I really liked the Terrifics a lot. That book. So Sam Mister Terrific and Metamorpho. That's really cool and exciting. Especially two characters I never really thought we'd see in a movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I never thought we'd see Metamorpho in a movie.
Yeah, Guy Gardner seems very James Gunn, so it didn't shock me. I think he'll be fine. Like it's Nathan Fillion, he's gonna be Nathan Fillion.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
I like Hawk Girl. I've always liked her since JOU. So it's like seeing her's cool to me. Like, but I think like Mr. Terrific and Metamorphose probably the two of them. It's like, what are we gonna do with these guys?
Okay, so yeah, I'm
So
cautiously optimistic. I got my tickets for Thursday. When do you think you're gonna make it?
I'm going Sunday because my whole family wants to go,
Oh, awesome. That sounds
which will be the
fun.
first time we used to do that for every superhero movie. Like there'd be like 15, 20 of us that went. I think the last time we all went was Endgame.
In-game, okay. Me and my parents went to see Superman Returns at the drive-in. That was fun.
Okay.
I don't think my stepdad liked it at all, but my mom was like, "Oh, Kevin Spacey, he's a good villain."
I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I guess just to wrap it up. So, like, what does Superman mean to you?
Um, Kind of like I said earlier, like Superman's supposed to be that epitome of hope that everybody should in that universe should strive for. You know, he should be what like the reason there are superheroes, like they should be influenced by Superman. Like he's the guy that's going to go out of his way to do the right thing. He's the guy that's always going to save the person over just defeating the villain as quick as possible. He's going to put himself in those situations where it might make it a little hard for him. He's not going to do it the easy way, even though he easily could. But you know, he's like so many times I've said before, like he should be hope. Like when the bat symbol flashes in the sky to like strike fear into criminals' hearts, like seeing Superman fly above the city should inspire hope into Metropolis. Like no matter what, they should feel safe because of him.
Nice. I wish I wasn't so wired to think about political science because to me, Superman's just it's the immigrant story. It's nature versus nurture. It's American values versus Kryptonian values. That's all that interests me about the character, basically. Okay, so this was good. Anything else we need to touch base on regarding the film?
No, I think that's about it. Like, I think it's set in high 80s, no low 90s. It's been bouncing between that, Rotten Tomatoes. So reaction seems to be good so far on it. Um, so we'll see. Hopefully, box office wise, it does good, and we can keep getting DC movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you got a prediction for the box office? You think it's gonna be a moderate hit or a big hit?
I think it's gonna be around. I think it's gonna do about as well as the Batman did. Probably the
Okay.
700, 800 million range.
Yeah, that's probably the right ballpark.
I think we're
Okay.
past every superhero movie hitting a billion. Like, I just don't think we're there anymore.
Yeah, no, it's crazy in hindsight. Aquaman was that big.
Yeah. But then, like, movies like Captain Marvel, like, everything was hitting a billion for a while.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to do this again like next week for Fantastic Four?
Yeah, definitely.
That comes out what, the end of the month?
Yeah. I think it comes out a week or two after Superman. But yeah, because Like I said, Superman's the greatest superhero ever. Fantastic Four is the greatest superhero team ever. So,
I think I'd say family. X-Men's the best team.
I mean, I don't know. Fantastic Four might be my favorite too. I don't know. They're
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I would like to do that.
Okay, awesome.
Maybe Sunday or Monday we might can just like jump on and do like a review for Superman.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, next Monday, that'd be super easy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll shoot for Monday and just like give our review and so
Yeah, that'll be
try to
fun.
put
Okay,
some
so
butts in seats.
okay, so you want to make a prediction? What's gonna be your letter grade?
Um, I'm gonna be optimistic, so I just give it an A.
Okay. I'm gonna say if I give it more than a B minus, I'll be impressed.
I think what I'm predicting so far is the movie. I'm gonna have complaints, but it's gonna be fun enough for me to get past them. So
Yeah, no, I expect to have a great time. I think it's gonna be fun.
yeah,